Welcome to the Epcotian Adventure,
a podcast where we'll talk about all things Disney,
including tips and tricks, festivals and favorites, and the very latest in news and reviews.
But we're still old enough to remember when Dreamfinder and Figment reminded us that yes, we could imagine too.
This is episode 31. Be an Armchair Imagineer. Hey, let's blue sky.
Or, if you can dream it, then you can do it.
So now please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the podcast as we embark on our Epcotian adventure. Howdy, folks, and welcome to the Epcotian Adventure. I'm Rod.
And I'm Sue.
And today we're going to be talking about how to be an armchair Imagineer. Basically, we're just going to sit around and blue sky. So we're going to do some BSing today. Wait a minute. Blue skying today in episode
that works.
31 here.
Now, this is a little different. In the past, we have done some Disney Are You Listening episodes. This is a little bit different in that those are topic-based. We did an attractions edition, we did a foods edition, and we were offering suggestions on improving things or maybe altering things that already exist. This, we're going to just think outside the box. So we set some topics for ourselves that we often hear debated or suggested in online chat rooms and different blogs and all of that. And we're just going to put our own spin on those, answer those questions ourselves, and come up with some great ideas, hopefully some fun things that maybe you have your own ideas on.
Sue and I have been redesigning Disney parks since we were probably around 5 years old, I believe. Yeah.
Well, maybe I wasn't
I was
alive
maybe
when you were
5.
But
yeah, that's a good point. But if you're familiar with the Sources Apprentice contest, I'm going to blow my own horn a little bit here, thank you, was part of the Sources Apprentice contest for Walt Disney Imagineering back in 1990, I believe was the year.
And you were one of the finalists,
and
weren't you?
I was one of the 10 finalists from Disneyland and Disney World for
so
attraction
cool.
design. So that really doesn't mean anything except for that, and 15 cents will not get you a cup of coffee.
It won't get you a thing.
That and $5 will get you a cup of coffee.
There you go.
Other than that, though, I mean, it's something that we have been passionate about for years, not only just what Disney is, but what Disney could be.
Yes,
so
we love that.
We're literally sitting in armchairs and we're gonna blue skies.
Yeah, I mean, this is in the tradition of Walt. This was his thing. Like, he loved to just turn things on their head and to see what they could become, see what you could do if you looked at it from another angle. So that's what we're going to do.
Well, let's go ahead and jump right in. What's our first topic?
Our very first topic is going to, of course, be Epcot centered because
we're Epcotian.
We are Epcotian. So we're going to start with, if you could place a new pavilion in the World Showcase of Epcot, what would you do? Now let me specify. We have not compared our lists. So I have no idea what's about to come out of Rod's mouth. He has no idea what's on my list, although I think he might have cheated a little bit.
I did not cheat.
You were looking at my list.
I didn't see your list. I was pouring a cup of coffee. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that 15-cent cup of coffee we were talking about.
So I don't know what his answers are to these. He does not know what mine are. Like Rod said, we have discussed these things in the past, so chances are we're going to match at some point. We're going to have some of the same answers or some of the same ideas or, I almost wrote that down, but I knew you were going to.
Yeah, one of the things about being brother and sister, we do think a lot alike.
Yes. Well, and not only brother and sister, but we travel to the parks together a lot.
Very true.
So we have a lot of the same conversations. So
Sue, what would be your dream country for a new pavilion at World Showcase at Epcot?
Now, this one, I actually started in one direction because I've always thought that there should be a pavilion representing this one country.
Now, wait a minute. Let me just check on this. You started in one direction, but now you're going to take a back street so that we're in sync.
Oh, dear.
Was that too many references from
that was bad.
1990s? Sorry.
That was actually
my Jungle
good.
Cruise skipper blood boils sometimes with those jokes. Okay. Sorry. Back to Sue.
Wow. Okay. That was actually a little impressive. So I changed routes. midway. And I am going to go with my other one. I'm not going to say what my first one was, just in case it's yours.
Well, that's a good point, yeah.
So I'm going to go with India.
That was going to be my first one originally, but I moved away from that. That's funny. Go ahead.
Oh, my gosh.
So what would be your, besides India being the theme,
yes,
what would be your pavilion? What would it look like?
There would be, India has beautiful architecture to begin with, so I think just the look of it would be gorgeous. You would have those sort of bright, saturated desert colors and some of those really great sort of neutrals. But you have those pops of those really, really bright colors, the saturated pinks and the greens and the blues, like they do with the celebration where they do the Diwali festival. And there's just so much opportunity there for some gorgeous architecture and color. And Indian food. I love Indian food. I know it can be a little divisive. Some people love it, some people don't, because it has that really deep, earthy palate. You have the curries, and you have the chicken tikka masala, and you have the butter chicken, and you have the naan, and those. Some of those are actually repeated in the Morocco pavilion, so we'd have to be a little careful there. But,
or Sanaa, even maybe over at
even
Animal
over
Kingdom.
in Animal Kingdom. That's true. But I think there's an opportunity to really celebrate that Indian palette. And entertainment, I think it would be so fun to have a Bollywood show.
Oh my gosh, that
even
would be
beyond
fantastic
a show, though,
for Epcot.
To do Bollywood Streetmosphere. Now, I'm inspired by the Latina dance show that they do over at Universal.
Oh.
Where they just sort of appear in the street and start dancing.
Almost like a flash mob.
Yes.
Oh, that would be fantastic
and then
with Bollywood.
After they perform, they like bring people in and teach them how to do the steps and the moves. And how fun would that be with a Bollywood theme? Oh my gosh, it would be so much fun. And then as an attraction, it's made for Jungle Book. Jungle Book takes place in India. It would be a perfect boat attraction to do just a classic dark ride sort of feel. Work your way through that movie. I just think it would be so much fun. I think India has a perfect place at World Showcase.
I love that idea. My original kind of flash in my head of that was of Taj Mahal, because it's part of Soarin' already.
Yes.
So it's a known element for the U.S. market when it comes to India.
Absolutely.
However, I love your idea better. I love the vibrant colors versus a stark marble facade.
I think there's room for both, honestly. I think that you could impose those super bright colors, as if the festival have just come through, as if they've just celebrated, but against those neutrals. I think it would be so cool.
That's a great idea.
All right, what's yours?
My idea was for Ireland.
Ooh!
So this would not be anywhere near UK, so it would have to substantially be different than the UK pavilion, even though the Irish and the Scottish and the Wales and the English...
I mean, they just did have Brexit, so...
Well, that's true.
Technically.
But I mean, as far as the countryside and a lot of the history goes hand in hand together, my thought would be put Ireland over on the far side where the refreshment outpost is now, and just take up that whole space back there. My theme in my head is kind of like the look of the James Fort in County Cork, which is down by Kinsale. So celebrating the history of Ireland, not through warfare or anything like that, but using the James Fort kind of as the facade that leads into a more vibrant look at Ireland and the cities of Dublin and Cork and Kinsale and Killarney and Kilkenny and Galway and Cove. And, there's so much that you can do with just winding streets and just beautiful vistas, as Disney is known to be able to do. The restaurant itself, I think, would be inside James Fort. My thought is to do seafood and a traditional Irish fare. Again, I'm more down towards County Cork with Kinsale. That's just one of my favorite areas, or actually, it's one of Sue and I's favorite areas of Ireland.
Yes, it is. Kinsale is amazing.
I have a local pub there that has, trad music, and entertainment, of course, would be maybe a gazebo with traditional Irish dancers. Something similar to almost what you would see over at Raglan Road. You might even have Raglan Road do the restaurant there.
That would be fun.
And then my idea for an attraction was a balloon flight over Ireland. I don't want to say it's part Circle Vision, part Soarin', but it's part Circle Vision, part Soarin'. There's actually a brand new ride system from Vekoma that they just call a balloon flight, basically, and I think that'd be a great place to use that new existing technology in a flight over Ireland that ends with sunset at the Cliffs of Moher, and then the balloon slowly rolls over the side or flies over the side of the cliffs and then down towards the sea, and that's how you end the attraction. Because there is a kind of emotion base with that.
No. That's a good turn.
Start on a sandy beach, land on a sandy beach.
Oh, there we go.
Kind of thing is the way to do it. So coast to coast of Ireland.
So I'm curious about this ride system. You said it's kind of like Sioux and Rod. Are you seeing things under you as if you're flying?
Yeah, it's basically in a circular theater that is surrounding you from top to bottom, basically. Huh. And you're in what looks like a balloon basket. And it has a very easy moving floor, or motion based. So there is no height requirement on the attraction. So you can roll wheelchairs in, you can take babies on. It's just a very peaceful view of the Irish countryside.
I love that. As you should see the Irish countryside that way. It's such a great place to relax.
Yeah.
I love that. That's awesome. Our next topic is going to be, we're going to stay in Epcot, of course. And originally, we had just said we're going to add a pavilion to what used to be Future World, so one of the new neighborhoods. But that kind of turned into, what are we going to do with the existing Health and Life Pavilion?
Yeah, it is sitting there. Just got a new roof. It's a perfect location as part of World Discovery.
It is.
For another Discovery type attraction.
Well, and it's such a prime location right now, especially because it's between Guardians and Test Track. Like, it's prime real estate right now. And originally it was the Health and Life Pavilion. They had Body Wars and they had Cranium Command and
The Making of Me.
Yeah.
Ooh, PG-13.
Awkward. But then when they closed it, and just a few years ago they announced it was going to become the Play Pavilion, and that was exciting, but then they kind of just quietly scrapped that.
Yeah, it just kind of walked away and said, I don't know you anymore.
And you are.
Goodbye.
But it still needs to be done something with. So this was our next topic, is what are we going to do with that pavilion? Now, in one of our previous Disney Are You Listening episodes, we did recommend an overlay so that it became Elemental, like the movie that just came out. But then we saw Elemental. Now, we've heard a lot of good feedback. People are responding really well to this film. We did not.
It just seemed like every Pixar film ever put together into one film.
Yeah, my main problem with the film was that there was no villain. So there was just the same conflict over and over, that the dam was going to break, and it was just the same thing over and over and over. Kind
of like The Good Dinosaur. Oh no, he fell off a cliff. Oh no, he fell off a cliff. Oh no, he fell off a cliff. Oh.
Yeah, I can't even with that movie. But I still like the idea of you bringing in the elemental, of just the elements, because it's a great opportunity for edutainment. I think it's really fun. But I don't think either one of us went in that direction.
No, what's your idea?
Well, I went first last time. You go first on this one.
Well, okay. Mine's very simple. I'm just going to say in 4 words, the return of Horizons. Bring back Horizons. World Discovery is the perfect location for it. It is the most missed attraction in Epcot history. And it would be great to bring it back with the new technology that exists for just attractions, like the projection mapping and enhanced animatronics. You could even go ahead and do a very similar ride system that you had, but can you imagine now with the technology of today in that ending sequence where you can choose your own?
Would be amazing.
Wow, what we could do there now. So I really think just literally reimagineering Horizons.
I love that so much, and I wish I had said it, because Horizons has literally always been my favorite attraction. I might be remembering it better than it was because it doesn't exist anymore and things grow like that.
It was that good.
But it was the most Epcot attraction. It took you from present to future. You got to, and in beyond the future, like, you got to choose your own future. It was so, so, so good. And the things that were in that attraction, contrary to Tomorrowland at Magic Kingdom, the things that were in Horizons are still futuristic. They are still things that are in our future. And that was from an attraction from the 80s. So, I mean, it had so much potential. I love that idea so much.
Well, and it is the attraction to me that epitomized optimism. The best of any Epcot attraction ever. And it's perfect for that location because right between the two high energy rides, having a family attraction on that side of the park is sorely needed. And it's a fan favorite. There's not any reason it literally today could not be rebuilt and reimagined. And by reimagined, we mean keep it the same, but make it better. Don't pull an imagination, right? Yes, and try to and just ruin the ride. Make it the same, but make it better. Exactly. Oh my gosh, I love that. I wish I'd said that now. Oh, so what's yours? Mine was a little out there. What I liked about the Health and Life Pavilion is that it was one pavilion, like the land, with multiple things to do. Which is something that has not been recreated, actually, in a long time. Yes, and I think that Living Seas is very similar, where you have multiple things within one building. This is my idea for Health and Life, is to keep it in that vein, but add in the Muppet. Oh, I love that idea. I want to see Dr. Bunsen Honeydew and Beaker have science demonstrations. I want to see the Swedish chef have a walk-up snack location. I want to have meet and greets, even though the Muppet meet and greet characters are terrifying. Well, they don't need to be 16 feet tall like they used to be, but they're scary. You could do meet and greets literally as like they do BB-8. Yes. Or bring in Sweetums, or ones that are meant to be that size. Right. As opposed to Kermit, who's not supposed to be as tall as you are. But Sam Eagle could do a history lesson. Like, you could have multiple stations where each Muppet gets to do their thing. And it's all family friendly. It's all, like you were saying, more on the relaxing side, more on the family side, so that while the big kids are riding Guardians and Test Track, you have something that the littles can participate in. I just think it would be so much fun. And the Muppets are just underused. They just are. And they're still loved. They are so loved. And Disney keeps trying, bless their little hearts. They keep trying to bring them back, and they're just not succeeding at this point. So I want to see them, go into Rock and Roller Coaster. I want that to be Dr. Teeth and the Electric Man. That would be awesome. But I would love to see them used over at Health and Life. I just think there's a lot of opportunity there. That's awesome. All right. Well, the next thing we were going to talk about is what would be a fifth gate for Florida. So a fifth theme park for the Walt Disney World Resort. Now, in the past, there's been talk by a lot of people about doing a villains park. But really, I mean, sis, is that something that you would see actually being a good idea? See, we've talked about this because every time you bring up the idea of a fifth gate, villains is what gets thrown out. And I don't think people think that through. Because here's the thing. If you start breaking that down and you start looking at what are the lands, what are the attractions, what are the shows, are you going to have the attractions where the villains win? Are you going to have a fireworks show at the end of the night that celebrates the badness? Like, I don't think that it's going to work as a theme park overall scope. It could almost be a land at Magic Kingdom. But it absolutely could. I don't think as a whole park. It could totally be a land. It could totally be... It works at Halloween. Oh, yeah. It's when you want the villains to win. Right, to celebrate something that's already a celebration. Right. And bring the villains in. But yeah, doing a villains theme park, I think on paper or just talking about it sounds fantastic. But in reality would be very, very difficult to pull off and still keep it Disney. Yes. You don't want a Universal-style Halloween Horror Nights park. And it doesn't necessarily have to go that deep, but you don't want it to be Halloween all the time. Yeah, we don't want to celebrate evil. Right. Yeah. You want it to still be happily ever after. You want to leave the end of the night and feel hopeful and feel happy and have that Disney magic going. Exactly. And the villains are everything that's not. And they serve a very good purpose, and they're fun characters, and they always get the best songs. But as a whole theme park, I don't think it would work. Yeah. So what's your idea then for a fifth gate? Yeah, and my idea is that I didn't have one. Well, that's a choice. I went round and round and round and round about this, and I came up with all kinds of ideas, and I think Pixar would be really fun, but Pixar's already everywhere. I think Marvel would be really fun, but in Florida, you're limited on what you could do with Marvel because of the contract with Universal, so I don't know
that there's enough there to build a whole park on. Ideally, like if Galaxy's Edge didn't exist, I would automatically say Star Wars. I think Star Wars has a big enough universe, a big enough following to have its own gate. I think that would have been really fun, but because Galaxy's Edge does exist and I love it, I just don't think you can go that route. So basically, I came back to square one and I said, I don't know.
Okay, well, here is my grandiose idea. The park is called Disney's Discoveryland, named after Discoveryland at Disneyland Paris.
Yes, I love it already.
The themes are flight, so Jules Verne and Da Vinci, adventure with Raya, and the Beastly Kingdom idea from Animal Kingdom, and the seas, Mysterious Island from the Disney Seas Park in Tokyo.
In Tokyo, I like that.
The entranceway is Hyperion Wharf, and this is an existing area that was going to be built at Disneyland years back, and it's been bantered around to be put into other parks. I think this would be a great entranceway to this park. The entire park would be part of the SEA, or Society for Explorers and Adventurers group or mythology that exists in all of the parks now in some way, shape, or form. This whole park would be an SEA park, but you can't call it Disney's SEA because all of a sudden then it's Disney Seas. So the idea of Discoveryland being that title and bringing all of those elements into one cohesive theme park.
I love that.
Yeah, so projects that have been on the back burner for years, part of Beastly Kingdom. Things that were talked about for Discoveryland in Paris. Bringing in Raya and the Beastly part of Beastly Kingdom also would be a great area. But the areas would have to still be thought out a little more. Space as part of that would be giant rocket ships, like a spaceport. The Jules Verne area would be reminiscent of Discoveryland at Paris with the rock work and the look and feel of a futuristic, historic look at the future, I guess.
I love it. Yeah, we should specify Discoveryland is basically Tomorrowland in Disneyland Paris, but it's all as retro. So it's what they thought the future would be with more of a Jules Verne and Leonardo da Vinci. So what they thought the future would be. It's so much fun. It's a great idea for Tomorrowland. And
that's where Horizons could go if they don't put it at Epcot. So just saying, Horizons is going to get built one way or the other.
Let's just put it everywhere.
Yeah. So that's my idea for a new theme park. And again, that's a very small look at what that park would be. But that's just kind of the basis of the Fifth Gate in my blue sky idea.
I love that. That is a really, really great answer.
Thank you. So let's look at this from a different perspective then. Let's talk about a third resort for the U.S. Where in the U.S. would you build a new Disney resort, and what would it look like?
I think location-wise, it should be. I didn't go as in depth as you did on your
Whoa,
okay. Just FYI. But I think it should be somewhere in the Midwest because it's between the two that already exist. So you're gonna satisfy that audience there. But I also think, selfishly, I guess, that Texas is a little too hot. There's already enough theme parks there. Even Universal's putting in a new theme park there. Like, they've got enough. And when you get up north, like Chicago or Minneapolis, you're getting into regions that have not just snow, but like snow.
Harsh winters, yeah.
Yeah, we're talking like... So we don't want to deal with that. So, a little bit selfishly, I would put it in our own state. And I would go with Kansas City. They are already a good-sized city. They already have Worlds of Fun and have a basis for attractions.
What type of park would you make it? Would you make it a Disney Magic Kingdom park or something different?
I wouldn't want to replicate what's already on both coasts. I would like to see a castle hub, but I would go a little more Americana. Sort of American history. I know that that's a little controversial right now, which is kind of sad to me.
Well, and probably not something as controversial as Disney's America then either.
No, definitely not. That I don't know how that ever got even blue sky.
that was a... Yeah.
That had some issues.
It had some great ideas, but
yes.
it went off the rails.
It went off the rails. And I don't know that it would... I don't think it has to tell the story of America. I would just do it a little more Americana-based so that you have a New Orleans Square. You have a
Maybe like a Liberty Square.
Liberty
even.
Square. Yeah, it doesn't have to be as historical as they were trying to go when they first talked about the Disney's America. But I think Liberty Square is a great example. New Orleans Square is a great example. You could do areas that are kind of, I hate to say like California Adventure tried to do, but like California Adventure tried to do. So that you have areas
you could have a
Pacific Northwest area.
Oh
and
my gosh, that'd be great.
Right? Like, I just think there's some good opportunity there.
And my idea was to build actually a Disney Seas America park. So basically take the Disney Seas Park from Tokyo.
Which is the best park.
It is the best park ever. And build it in Houston or Texas City in Texas. It's right on the coast. There's an international and a local airport. So you have George Bush and you have Hobby. So you've got two airports right there that have international travel already built in. You have a large population base. So you've got a good labor market. And since Astroworld closed and Grand Texas never got built, there's a void for a theme park in that part of Texas. The Texas is the size of a small country. So having one Six Flags park in Dallas and a Universal park there now, and then having a SeaWorld and Six Flags park in San Antonio, the triangle basically of those major cities there, Houston's the one that right now has nothing to offer. So a Disney park there seems like it would be a perfect match. And it is hot in the summer, and it's humid. So is Florida. So
true. They've already learned to deal with it.
They've already learned to deal with it, yes.
And by they, I mean us, because us as the guests are the one who has to deal with it.
Yeah. All right. Well, the next topic, we're going to move away from theme parks out onto the open ocean. We're going to go sailing. Let's go sailing, Sue. Okay. If you were sailing in a new Disney cruise line, what would it be called?
Okay, so currently, let's just catch everybody up. Disney Cruise Line. We're big fans. We've only been on one cruise, but we're still big fans.
More coming.
So right now we have the Disney Magic, the Disney Wonder, the Disney Dream, Fantasy, Wish, and the new one coming out is the Treasure. Mm-hmm. So next in that line, I actually wrote down 3 different answers.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead.
I should pick one, and I think I know that we've discussed this in the past. I think I know which one you're going with. I'm going to go with the Disney Imagine.
Oh, I like that.
So I debated between Imagine and Imagination, but I like the verb letting it be, because Wish could be either one. Treasure could be either one. Imagine, you kind of have to pick one. I went with Imagine. So I would name it the Disney Imagine. The statue in the lobby I would have as Alice in Wonderland.
Nice.
With a hidden Cheshire Cat behind her. And then I would do, painting the back of the ship, I would do the Cheshire Cat. Nice. And he's being aided by mome rats. And possibly the dodo directing the painting. And then as a specialty lounge, so currently on the Wish, they have the Hyperspace Lounge, which is themed to Star Wars. It's rumored that the Treasure is going to have a Haunted Mansion themed lounge.
I cannot wait. Oh my gosh.
I so hope that rumor is true. I am crossing all my fingers because that would be amazing. And I hope they make it bigger than they made the Hyperspace Lounge. So I would make the specialty lounge themed to Wonderland. So
love it.
They don't all have to match. They don't all have to do that. But why not? And Wonderland, I mean, come on. Just think of the drinks options, the decor options. Oh my gosh, it would be so much fun.
And do a afternoon tea in there.
Yes!
With the Mad Hatter.
Oh my gosh. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. So that is my dream ship.
Oh, I love it. Well, mine, I went with the Disney Adventure.
I knew you were going to pick that one.
I love that name. The statue in the lobby would be Merida.
Ooh!
If you had the chance to change your fate, would you?
I love that.
On the back is Tarzan, swinging from a vine, doing the painting with Turk.
Nice.
And the specialty lounge would be Captain Jack's Lounge. So a smaller version of Captain Jack's restaurant from Disneyland Paris. It would be Pirates of the Caribbean themed, basically.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that would be a fantastic adventure-style lounge. Again, bigger than what's currently being used as the lounges on the other ships.
I love that. On my, since I did 3, Adventure was one of mine as well. And I also had the Pirates Lounge.
Oh, nice.
But in the lobby, I had Belle.
Okay.
And particularly Village Belle with the book, because she sings I Want Adventure in the Great Wide Somewhere.
Oh, well, that would work,
but
too,
I
yeah.
love Merida. That's a great idea.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I love that. My other suggestion was going to be the journey, which again can be a verb or a noun, which I like, which adventure can be as well.
Right.
And journey, I was going to have Tiana in the.
Oh, that would be a perfect one. And then you could also then do like on the Wish, where you have the Tiana Lounge that's there.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So we're going back to theme parks now. Here we go. Off the seas, on the land. Landlubbers we be.
Oh.
So now we're going to put a brand new roller coaster into one of the Disney World parks. Rod, which park are you doing? What's your theme? And what kind of coaster is it?
My park is going to be Disney's Animal Kingdom, because they could use a second high energy roller coaster, and they just, at the point, they need a new coaster.
They need a new something.
They need new something. And again, they're probably going to be getting Zootopia or Moana down where Dino is now. But my idea is to put it into Pandora.
Ooh.
And it is not a true coaster. This is a replication of an existing attraction at Tokyo Disney Seas called Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Oh, I love that ride.
Except you're in a vehicle that is part of the ACE group, and they're boring into the caverns like you see for the queue, which we just talked about in our last episode, or one of our last episodes. And you run across all kinds of strange creatures, including a large creature at the end that scares you to death, and you have to escape. So basically, if you look at any video on YouTube of Journey to the Center of the Earth at Tokyo Disney Sea, it would be a replication of that. It is using the same basic technology as Test Track or Radiator Springs Racer, but it is a high-energy, fast attraction only for a short part, and it's dark ride most of it. So it's not really considered a true coaster, but I know I talk to a lot of people that say, oh, well, Test Track's a roller coaster. Well, it's not.
It's not.
It's a powered vehicle. And yes, there are powered coaster styles of coaster, but that's my coaster.
I like that. I wonder if you could also, during the slow portion, if you could have a window like they do into Splash Mountain or into space from...
into the queue.
Well, or into the queue or into
What,
Navi River journey. Since you're seeing creatures and whatnot, that might be a cool opportunity to see into one of the other rides. That would be really fun. I like that idea.
Well, thank you. What's your idea for a new coaster?
My new coaster, I'm going all out. We're going to the studios because that's where the grown-up rides go.
That makes sense.
And we're going big. I want Velocicoaster big. I'm talking a big grown-up roller coaster.
Yeah, which is something missing at the Disney parks.
It is. It doesn't
They're
exist.
harder to theme. Well, the only one that I know of
no.
would be Incredicoaster.
Incredicoaster would be great. We're going Big Hero 6.
Oh,
I want a
like
Baymax
that.
coaster. I want to fly with Baymax
Oh, I love that idea.
on a big grown-up coaster.
So maybe an inverted coaster.
That would be amazing. Seriously, how cool would that be? So
That would be fun.
Baymax and Hero, they're already getting placement over at DCA in California. Let's give them a spot in studios in Florida.
Well, that whole area there, that's the animation courtyard, could be turned into San Francisco.
Oh, yeah,
like
for
they
sure.
did for
Oh my gosh, that would be so much fun.
California Adventure. And put in the food and everything from that, and then that be the big e-ticket.
That would be amazing.
Oh, I love that idea.
So that is my thought for a coaster. My first thought was to do 101 Dalmatians and make it run from Cruella. But in the movie, you're puppies and you're running from Cruella, and that's harder. I don't know.
I want to kill you. I don't want to kill you. I want to skin you and turn you into a coat.
Yeah,
that sounds more universal, actually. Yeah.
Theme. So I went away from that, but Big Hero 6 I think would be so much fun.
Okay, great. Great idea. Okay, our next topic then is what is next for the Star Wars Star Cruiser?
Yeah, okay, so Star Wars Star Cruiser, if you're not familiar, this was the famously disastrous hotel that was not a hotel. It was an experience that was not an experience.
Like dinner theater with beds.
Yeah, it's like an escape room, but you stay overnight, and the whole idea was so good. I'm going to support the idea because I am a huge Star Wars nerd. the idea of getting to live out a Star Wars storyline and actually be a character is freaking amazing. Seriously, I would say I would give my left arm for that, but that's actually what it costs. So,
oh, actually, it was left arm and a kidney for
I think
the suites. Yeah.
Yeah. So, price point just knocked out so many people, and it's just a shame because it was a really fun idea. So, now they have this building. So, what's happening to this building? That's our topic. So, for me, as formerly disclosed, I am a giant Star Wars nerd, and I would keep it Star Wars. It's already perfectly themed for that. It's already decor. Everything is set up for that. I would keep it a hotel, but make it a hotel. You can come in, stay the night, get your Star Wars fix, go to the park. I would redo some of the rooms, make them a little bit larger. Keep some of them just as they are. They're fun, whatever. You have the bunk beds and you have the one bed, but that's not going to be logistically sufficient for a lot of families.
I'm just going to piggyback off of that because that is part of exactly what I was going to say as well.
Nice.
So I think, yeah, they should expand the hotel. I think they should add another wing. It's still the Star Wars design element that they've got, but just bigger rooms.
Yes.
Some of the rooms right now feel like you're in a cruise ship cabin.
Which was the idea, actually. It's more like a cruise itinerary than it is a hotel for a theme park, because you're not meant to go to the theme parks. You go to Galaxy's Edge for a short time and that was it. So this is more like a standard hotel, but like we said, redo some of the rooms, add in some suites, add in some family suites, add in rooms without the bunk beds where you just have the 2 normal beds. You could keep the restaurant. You could keep the merchandise location. You could still have some of the streetmosphere, have characters wandering around. It would be so much fun to just make it a normal hotel. It would probably end up being a moderate. I don't think it's a deluxe. I think they might try to make it a deluxe.
I think with the room size, moderate would make more sense, and you're going to get a lot more people, I think, feeling that there's more bang for the buck with the smaller room and the higher theming and the no view outside element as a moderate
they'd have to fix
than
that.
as a deluxe.
They would have to fix that. They'd have to expand the territory around in some way so that you can have some views outside, even if it's not from the rooms. The space view from the room is really cool. I think they should keep doing that. But there's no pool. There's no transportation. Add it to the Skyliner. I don't even know where it's located, honestly.
My thought was to actually make it part of an extension of Galaxy's Edge, so therefore day guests that are staying at Disney resorts only from Galaxy's Edge can have reservation times for the restaurant and for the lounge,
yes,
similar to Space 220 at
Epcot. Exactly.
And so you can't just go over there and shop and just go over there and stay and stand around and look. You would have to go there for the restaurant and come back. Therefore, you would also then have hotel guests that are staying there take the express shuttle back down to Earth and can get on the Disney buses and go places. However, I think to make it financially feasible to keep it as a resort, it needs to be, like you said, a resort.
Yeah, agreed. But I love the idea of being able to make a reservation at that restaurant and just go over and hang out in Star Wars for a little while. And I think that'd be so fun. And Galaxy's Edge is missing a sit-down restaurant anyway, so...
Yeah, that'd be perfect for that.
Ta-da, built in. Just get rid of the blue shrimp. We don't need blue shrimp.
Oh, no blue shrimp, please.
So our next topic then, we are going to... This is almost more along the lines of Disney Are You Listening? Because we are just sort of adding something to the one that already exists. But Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind at Epcot, they currently have 6 songs that your vehicle is going to play for you while you ride. Those currently are September by Earth, Wind & Fire, which is my personal favorite.
Love that one.
Love it so much. Disco Inferno by the Tramps.
That makes me feel like I'm roller skating at the rink in Pismo Beach. Yeah.
Well, here we are, Pismo Beach, and all the clams we can eat.
Yes, absolutely. Conga by Gloria Estefan and the Miami Sound Machine.
Very nice.
I Ran by Flock of Seagulls. Such a weird choice, I have to say. That one is a little off the wall.
Had one of the greatest keyboard solos of all time. I think he played it with one finger. Yeah.
Yeah, one finger, one note. It's great. One Way or Another by Blondie.
Love that one, too.
And Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears.
That's everybody's favorite. It's not mine.
It's not mine.
But
September by
I love
far.
the song. It just, I don't think it fit well. So if we were going to replace Everyone Wants to Rule the World, or Everybody Wants
Or
to
I
Rule
Ran.
the World, or I Ran.
Or just add one.
Yeah, okay.
We don't even have to take one out.
Yeah, what song would you pick?
I again picked 2. but I have to stand behind both of them because they're amazing.
Okay, go for it.
So I would do Love Shack by the B-52s, which was in the 80s. It doesn't quite fit the genre in that it's later 80s, but I'm sticking with it because it's a fantastic song, and it would be so much fun on that ride.
The beat fits perfectly.
It does.
It really does. Yeah, I love that.
My other choice, and this one, if I had to pick one of my two, I would actually go with this one. And it is Let's Go Crazy by Prince.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yes.
I mean, come
Wholeheartedly back you on that one.
It would be so... I could actually back just about any Prince song for this. Kiss would be amazing. That would be so much fun. Come on. But Let's Go Crazy is my pick.
I love that.
What's yours?
Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. I mean, come on. It fits. Rocket Man would be perfect for Guardians of the Galaxy. When I was listening to it in my head, and with that attraction in the background, it seemed like it just fit perfectly.
Oh, how fun. I love it. That's very cool. Along the same lines, during Christmas last year, during the holiday festival, they changed out those 6 songs on Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind and added in Christmas tunes. Now, there was a lot of controversy in that people were expecting it to be 6 individual songs or 4 individual songs that you would hear as you go through, and it was not that. It was a specially written conglomeration of songs that had lyrics that had to do with space, and it was very strange.
Yeah, this year really, I think the blue sky for this is...
use existing songs.
Yeah, what song would you use for Christmas? My thought, Run Run Rudolph.
Oh, that's so fun.
I just think that would
yes.
fit perfectly on that attraction.
Oh, that is, yes. The tempo is perfect for that. Even the idea of the Run Run Rudolph.
Well,
I love that.
With all the video in there, you could even have Rudolph and Santa going across space at that point.
I love that. I went a little more traditional and I picked Sleigh Ride.
Oh, that would fit.
It would just be a fun, lighthearted.
Yeah, just a bouncy kind of song.
Yeah, so.
And bouncy
but I like your.
Yeah.
Because yours is more of a rock song too, which I enjoy. That's really fun. I like that.
All right. Well, next is a movie that needs an attraction. Now, I mean, this is open-ended. This could be literally any Disney film, cartoon, live action. There's so many of them that could be attractions. This is almost a whole discussion into itself. This could be its own episode. But my idea was, and this is stealing Sue's idea, a Jungle Book attraction. You had said you wanted that in India.
I did.
At Epcot, and I was saying maybe put it at Animal Kingdom.
I love that.
You know, great minds think alike, or just brother and sister think alike. I don't know. But yeah, I think Jungle Book would have been a great boat ride through the jungle, telling the story all the way up until Mowgli enters the Man Village.
The Man Village. I love that. We had actually, on the Disney Are You Listening Rides edition, we had talked a little bit about retheming Kali River Rapids to be a Jungle Book theme, and I love that idea. I think your idea is a great one.
Well, and a retheme would make a lot of sense. You know, that is something we've kind of already prior discussed, but I'm behind it. I like that idea.
Very nice. Now, Mary Poppins has been discussed a lot in the past. It actually got a design and then got nixed, which I'm thankful for because it ended up being a terrible idea.
The teacups inside a building. Come on, guys.
And then Moana keeps getting tossed around as a potential probably boat type attraction. So I didn't go those routes, even though I think they're both very valid ideas. But I did pick a dark ride. I think it would be in the style of the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, where you are part dark ride, part coaster, family coaster, so that you're telling the story. I would put it at Magic Kingdom. I don't know where, don't ask. That's their problem. But I would theme it to Robin Hood.
Oh, I love that.
It's a classic movie. Everybody loves Robin Hood. It is an enduring story. It's lasted for centuries, literally. And then you have the adventure side, you have the romance side. I just think it would be really super fun. And they're memorable characters and super fun music.
Oh, my heavens, yes.
So
Except for that love song that they do halfway through.
Yeah, I always accidentally fast forward that one.
That's weird, yeah. My thought actually is put that at UK Pavilion then, at Epcot.
Oh, that would be so fun.
That would be a great addition if they're not going to listen to us and put in Alice in Wonderland or Mr. Toad.
Right.
Robin Hood would be a natural fit.
It absolutely would. That would be amazing over there.
All right, well, our last and one of our biggest topics is a new Walt Disney World resort. This is a hotel complex that would be built somewhere on the Walt Disney World property. What would be the next big thing? Sue, what's your idea?
This one was actually my idea to add to our list, and then I went to go actually fulfill this idea and came up blank. I did finally come with one that I think works. I kept coming up with ideas that were fun, but when you start to play them out, they don't work like the villains of the theme park. When you actually get into the details, it doesn't work. So this one I think could stick. My idea is to do a hotel themed to the Jungle Cruise.
Oh, like an Adventurers.
Like an Adventurers Club.
Oh, and you could put the Adventurers Club as one of the restaurants.
And it's going in there.
Oh, I love it.
But it's almost like you take the Polynesian Resort, which is a deluxe resort, but you make it value. And unapologetically so. You just make it what it is. Everything, you have the skippers checking you in, you have punny menu items at the food court, you have the lounge that's the Adventurers Club, you have jungle decor throughout. There would have to be a lazy river at the pool. Because how fun would that be? So,
well, and one of the pools would have to be the elephant pool.
Oh my gosh.
And the other one would have to be with the hippos. Oh
my gosh. So much fun.
And you could actually do the resort buildings as each of the, like an animal. So like an elephant wing and a giraffe wing and a lion wing.
That would be really fun. I like that idea. I hadn't thought that far into it, but you're right. You absolutely could. In my head, I was thinking you could theme them to the different rivers that you explore, but I don't think it would be that different. So I like your idea of doing the animal themed.
And it could be called Disney's Adventure Lodge.
Is that something that you would like to propose?
That actually is what I have written down on mine right here.
Oh, how funny.
It was originally, my thought was to make it part of the fifth gate that I had talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And to do a moderate and a value together.
Oh, I like that.
Kind of like Coronado is with the tower.
Yeah.
But that kind of an idea where you have a hotel just like Sue described called Disney's Adventure Lodge. It's a value similar to layout at Pop Century. But with the Jungle Cruise ideas, fits perfectly into that. And then the moderate tower that's part of that would be called Disney's Explorers Retreat Resort. And it's a completely SEA-based hotel to go with the theme park that I talked about.
Which the Jungle Cruise one could be as well.
Exactly, because
the
of the
Jungle Cruise
adventure
one
part.
could be the value side of your...
That's exactly that. Literally, that is exactly what I had written down here. That is so... Oh, that's so us.
That is.
Well, folks, that is our Blue Sky edition for the Walt Disney World Resort, Disneyland Resort, and worldwide parks, I guess is the best way to put it.
That works.
We kind of covered everything that we could think of, park-wise and resort-wise. You know, let us know where did we go off the rails, or did we not? What kind of things would you like to see as far as new resorts, new parks? What would you do with the Star Wars Star Cruiser?
Yeah, tell us what we missed. Tell us what you would do. We'd love to hear it.
Before we go, I'd like to give a big shout out to our social media coordinator, Riley Piper, audio engineers Joey Humphrey and Paul Trett, and logo designer Evan Piper. Our theme music composer is Jason Patrick Rowan and is licensed through Pond5. And of course, thank you, Phoenicians.
Thank you, Phoenicians. And don't forget to rate, review, like, and subscribe. It really does help other people find us. You can find us on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and wherever you listen to podcasts.
The Epcotian Adventure is a $1,000 brunch production. Thanks for joining us today for episode 31 of the Epcotian Adventure. I'm Rod.
And I'm Sue.
And we'll see you in line.
Bye. What are we talking about, Rod?
And today we're talking about visiting the Walt Disney World Resort without a theme park ticket.
No, we're not. I mean, yes, we are. We're going to talk about that later today. Stay tuned.